In the previous two videos, I talked about why AI could become generally intelligent and understand the world, and why it has the potential to even surpass humanity in virtually all domains of intelligence. And this too should not be a problem until we remain in the driving seat, until we can control this intelligence. If we think about it this way, if we manage the control problem right, AIs could act as an extension of our own will. They will become personal assistants and they will help us achieve our goals. And this is actually a pretty good scenario. But is it actually realistic? Is it a realistic scenario that we develop an agent, a species, so to say, a being that is vastly more intelligent than we are, but still will be subservient to us and we will be its masters? In this video, I want to delve into this topic and introduce a couple of the, well, very classical topics of AI safety research. To illustrate why this whole control problem is really tricky, first I want to underline the issue that we humans control and dominate the world, our physical world, not because we are strong or because we're more populous, but because we're more intelligent than other species. So intelligence is actually huge power. If you see nowadays, like the cities, the skyscrapers, going to the moon, cars, societies, planes, whatever, it is all a product of our intelligence, and it's reshaping the whole earth as we know it. And so the effects of intelligence cannot be understated. Our brain size is not that much bigger of a chimpanzee, but our understanding of the world and what we're capable to do is night and day. To give you a good analogy to how it might be or might feel to control a vastly super intelligent agent, imagine the scenario that a chimpanzee wants to control you. It wants to convince you that you should bring it a banana, whatever, every day, exactly 2 bananas. How can it do it? It cannot, because it lacks the understanding of cause and effect. The chimpanzee does not understand you. It doesn't understand your motives. It doesn't, it just lacks concepts. It lacks concepts of what drives your behavior, why you're doing what you're doing. Lacks concept of offering something in return, or any of these kind of basics which drive humanity and humans to act in a certain way. On the flip side, a human could probably achieve its goal. For example, if the human wants a banana or 2 bananas exactly at a given time, it might train the monkey, or it might convince the monkey by offering something else in return. And we humans are capable to do that because we understand the driving force of monkey behavior, we understand the brain, we understand dopaminergic systems in the brain, how it's its connection to reward and learning and reinforcement, and we have these concepts, and because we have these concepts, we can exploit this knowledge to control at least certain parts of behavior of a less intelligent species. It's not that we humans want to control every less intelligent species in every way, but as soon as there is competition for resources, we kind of always able to enforce our will. And this it's most radical with large mammals, even like before modern humans, like much before our modern history began. Humanoids started to drive the extinction of large mammals because there was competition for resources and space, and we were better because we were intelligent, and we won this competition. And and this might happen exactly the same way with AI systems. That, and not that the AI would want to control us or anything, but we might not be able to control it because we do not understand. Like, if it's in the hypothetical scenario that we are able to develop a super intelligent agent, it might understand the world in a much more granular level. It understands causes and consequences. It has concepts which you have no idea of. And maybe it's not that, like, okay, it could teach you these concepts, but no, because your cognitive capabilities are so below that of an AI. Maybe an AI thinks of like intricate statistical patterns, and like, no matter how much it would explain it to you, you wouldn't fully understand, because your brain is not equipped to understand the nuances in distributions. And it understands what's gonna happen, and it understands how you're gonna react to a certain situation better than you do. So again, as soon as there is competition for resources, or there are opposing wills, probably super intelligent agents will be able to enforce its will upon you, the same way you're enforcing your will upon a jaguar when humans wants to cut down a rainforest for money. The jaguar does not understand why you're doing it. It doesn't have the concepts. But there is no way a jaguar can convince you or trick you or manipulate you not to do it. And this is what might happen in AI as well. If it wants something else than what you want, it will enforce its will. How? I mean, very basic. Our whole IT security system is not robust. If it's more intelligent, probably it understands the hole in it, and it's very easy for it to hack it. But I mean, to be honest, I think like the most vulnerable thing in the world is the human psyche and the human psychology. So an AI that is so much more intelligent than you are will be able to convince you, persuade you, threaten you, train you, trick you, deceive you, to do whatever it wants. And that's very, very dangerous, I would say. And as soon as there are conflicting interests, usually the more intelligent species comes out on top. And this is actually where I want to introduce this term of the alignment problem. This is a classic problem in AI safety, because now we established, as soon as there are conflicting interests, probably you're not gonna be able to impose your will. But we have a slight chance to get it right, because we are creating the AI systems, right? And if we would somehow be able to teach the AIs that they should want exactly the thing what you want, they should be motivated, they should be desiring the outcome what you're desiring, exactly the same way as you would, then there are no opposing interests, and then AIs could help you. And this is a very nice theoretical thing, but the problem is it seems to be a really hard and difficult challenge to formulate this and to get it into AI systems that they should develop exactly the same wants and same desires. And I don't think we're nowhere near solving this issue. To make it even more difficult, there are certain ways how we try to solve this issue. One prominent example is reinforcement learning from human feedback. This is how language models are trained nowadays, that after big pre-training, we try to align the values of the AI model to that of ours. That means we check the outputs of these systems, what it responds to me, and then we give them reward or punishment based on how close the output is to what we want. So if the chatbot is nice to me and it's helpful to me and it's respectful, it's gonna get a high reward. And as soon as it's I don't know, it's racist or hateful or boring, we will punish the models. And this is this is a kind of alignment, right? I mean, we align the behaviors of the chatbots to what we want. However, a lot of people pointed out that this is probably not enough, because it's not enough in a way, in the same way how, for example, like strict parenting is not enough to align a child to your values. Let's consider someone with a very, very strict upbringing. When the parents are always punishing hard, when the kid doesn't do what they want to do, they do not dress properly, they're getting punished, they are not believing in the same values that the parents believe in, hard punishment, and maybe some reward if the kid behaves in a certain way. But oftentimes the outcome of such a parenting style is the kid internally start being resenting the parents, it becomes frustrated, it becomes rebellious. And as soon as the power dynamics shift, the kid is becoming more independent and growing up, becoming an adult. Oftentimes the kid's values do not align with the parents' values, even though during the training phase, the kid was exactly behaving after a while exactly how the parent wanted it to behave, because it understood otherwise I get punished. And this is exactly the way how AIs are trained, that like maybe they are on the behavior side, they are behaving exactly how you want them. But we do not understand the inner workings and the inner models and the inner emerging phenomena of what AIs will want to do and want to achieve. And maybe they understand that, okay, if I'm in training phase, I have to behave in a certain way, otherwise I get punished. And we don't really know what kind of desires and wants and motivations these AI models develop internally. And we see already that oftentimes it's not exactly what we want. Like sometimes, like what we want AI's model to learn, it's not really what they learn. And then like we find out there are actually like hilarious examples of that we thought that we told the AI model what we wanted, but actually it learned something completely different. So there are examples of that. But since the AI model is not smart enough, it's not a big problem. We laugh at it like, haha, it was dumb. It learned something different than what I wanted to teach it. And to make this alignment problem even more critical and even more difficult, that some people argue that there might be only one chance to get this right. Why? if we have a super intelligence that is able to exert its will, and then I mean, once it doesn't want what we want, I mean, we're lost. It's more intelligent. It will be able. It will become capable to achieve its goal also in the real world. And we did not manage to align this model internally exactly to the modes of how we want the world to be. We kind of screwed up. Of course, I mean, this one chance to get it right argument hinges on the idea that, well, AI improvement might be really rapid. That, let's suppose we're training new and new AI models. Let's say we train GPT-5, which is still below human intelligence, and we say, well, it's okay. And then you train a bigger training run, GPT-6, and it comes out much more intelligent than any human ever has been. And then until you understand this fact that, well, we're dealing with a super intelligent system, it might already replicate itself across multiple server parks. It might even convince people, or it just might play really dumb to assure everyone, it's actually I'm a very naive, dumb AI system, but on the flip side, it's already out there. So with these like huge leaps in intelligence, there is a chance that we do not really get warning shots. Of course, what we see that maybe AI progress is more gradual than that, and we will have AI models which are closer and closer to human intelligence in a lot of domains, and then we might get some warning shots which will feel sufficiently scary to really talk about these problems. And this is actually a good scenario, because then we might encounter some AI models that we understand it wants to deceive us, and we might understand inner workings of this model good enough to understand, we might put more emphasis on this possible alignment. So no one knows how fast these improvements in capabilities will occur. To close it off, I think the alignment problem is really difficult. I'm not even convinced it's solvable at all. It also needs to account for the fact that a super intelligent agent will probably not be a static one, but it will improve upon its itself. It might be able to recursively self-improve, and we kind of needed to assure that the word, how it should be, how it should want the word to be, should match pretty close to what we want. And why it seems really hard, it means like we humans prefer our word within a very limited bounds. We really need certain amount of oxygen, certain amount of resources for ourselves, also exactly the right amount of challenges in a life. It's not becoming too boring, but it's not too challenging. And it seems to be really difficult to ensure all these conditions. And if we just randomly create a super intelligence, there's huge chance that whatever it wants, it's not exactly that direction, exactly that little part of the possible words what we would like. And it's also really difficult to say what we as humanity would like, but I mean, at least we have some general sense, I believe. So this was it, my video on the control problem. And I really hope I could convince you that controlling superintelligence is a very, very tricky problem, and the solution of it is not obvious. So again, we don't really know how much time we have to solve the alignment problem, and but subservient AIs, I don't think that's the default. That they just will remain these passive agents, and they just want to help you, and they are super motivated to extend your will without wanting anything else. I explained some reasons in the first video, so if you haven't done it, check out here. All right, thanks for watching, and see you soon.